If you like your comedy short, fast, and funny, you've come to the right place. Comedy Time presents QuickLaffs, guaranteed to make you laugh in 30 seconds or less.
My mom's a cool lady. She's actually a recovering alcoholic. And when people find that out, they assume I had this horrible childhood. You know, like you see in a Lifetime movie? Yeah. They're like, oh, Jolene, your mom was a drunk. Did she used to come home and call you fat and hit you? Like, no. She would just come home and tell me it was the best thing that ever happened to her and then walk into a wall. She was functioning.
Because you can tell the kids who haven't accepted it yet, they're running around all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, brand new Jan sport on. They're like, I'm gonna be done with my general ed in 2 years. No, you're not. Sweetheart, you're in an 8 a.m. community college course. You didn't get here by being right about stuff.
Gotta impress the ladies, you gotta do, right? Have a nice car, right? I saw a guy, he had a Corvette, right? He had a Corvette, on the side had flame decals. Flame decals. How does a guy purchase that car at the dealership? Just goes up to them, the guy's trying to sell him hard, be like, hey, this car goes 0 to 63 seconds, V8 engine, 450 horsepower. The guy looks at me and goes, okay, what do you got in terms of stickers?
You know what? I remember, right? On the first date, she's like, Vince, I'm gonna let you know right now, I don't go all the way on the first date. I'm like, what? I drove her halfway home, and I opened the door. I say, you don't go all the way? I don't go all the way.
You know, before I moved to this country, I weighed 90 kilograms, and as soon as I landed, it went up to 200 pounds. Like, what the hell happened? Like, why would you have a system with an extra digit and then complain that obesity is a problem? Switch to the system with lesser digits, you know? It's like, you'll still be fat, though, I'm just saying. The metric system's like wearing a black t-shirt, guys, that's all. That's,
Pretty cool, like, I've been doing it forever. There's a stigma with male nurses that they're gay or something like that. You know, it used to kind of tick me off to where I go home to my boyfriend and go, baby, I don't understand why.
I saw the commercial that it's like called like Lycopene or something, and this lady's like, oh, my arm hurts. They're like, oh, take a Lycopene. And I swear to you, one of the side effects was suicidal thoughts. Suicidal thoughts for a cramp. She got a cramp. I was like, dude, I got an idea. Instead of Lycopene, why don't you try this once in a while?
So I'm not married. I think weddings are overrated. I was at a store called Yankee Candle at the mall where they sell scented candles like Clean Cotton and Autumn Breeze. They had one there called Wedding Day. I thought that was ridiculous, because I'm thinking to myself, if you want to smell a wedding day, don't buy a candle. Light 25 grand on fire? Yeah.
I was talking to my sister last week. She felt depressed because she found a wrinkle in her forehead. So she said she's going to get her some Tybo injections. I can't make this up. I'm serious. This is a true story. She still don't know it's Botox instead of Tybo. And I'm really not going to tell her because I'm waiting for somebody to kick her ass in the head. That's what I
It kills me when people say that popcorn is their favorite food, because it's not. No, it's not. Because guess what? If you open up any of your couches right now, guarantee there's popcorn in it, for sure. And that's, if you drop pizza in the couch, you're like, where is it? What's happening? Like you're kicking your dog out of the way.
It's weird when you get to that age, man, 93. I walked out on my porch and my grandma was smoking a J. It was the craziest thing, because I'm not into that, right? It makes me stupid, man. I got stoned once. A friend of mine called me up. He's like, Richie, I'm in a pickle. I was like, yum, click.
Because I don't sound like that when I tell somebody my name is actually Chinadu and Nameka Unaka. The way the brain works, they hear Trinidad Propaganda Mufasa, you know what I'm saying? Every single time, man. I didn't stutter.
I've been pulled over for drinking and driving. That's the worst, because you hear the cop siren behind you, like, sir, please pull over. A cop pulls me out of the car, and he wants to give me the finger test. But I'm so drunk that I go, You better call backup.
Hollywood putting out some real garbage. Rented Grown Ups 2. What a piece of crap. This thing was so bad, I walked out of my own apartment.
What happens if, if by chance you drop something? You know, you're walking along, your wallet falls. I mean, it's like, if you have all big friends, you can't get it. It's nobody can bend over to help you. Skinny people are so polite too, because every time I drop something, somebody jumps out of the woodworks and grabs it. Say, here, sir, I'm sorry about your condition. Here, let me help you out.
And cops are weird. In Stockton, they have a sign that says, Stockton police, we make an arrest every 39 minutes. What the hell is that? That's faster than most pizza places. If you're gonna arrest me, I hope you brought bread sticks. That's all I really want.
Another sign I need to lose weight. I can't go shopping at a normal clothes store, right? I gotta go to a big and tall store. And the moment I get out of the car, you're like, ooh, he ain't tall.
You know what, man? All my health issues, though, to be fair, like everybody's like always your own doing, because all the fun stuff's bad for you, right? Food, drugs, alcohol, all the hits. Food, that's my jam now. That's the food's the toughest one, because all food is legal. I feel like that's an issue, right? Some of it shouldn't be, right? I've never seen a study that says milkshakes are better for you than ecstasy. I don't know if that's true. Right?
Dinner table in my house was confusing because my daddy was black, my mama was white, my little brother was brown, my sister was blonde-haired and green-eyed. I used to sit at dinner going, man, somebody lying.
I had to ask her, I said, Grandma, what made you stop at 21? Things are working, you could have kept going. You're popping kids out like t-shirts at basketball games, like, her answer was, Mijo, nobody hits on 21, that's blackjack. Adorable, Grandma.
I just recently bought my first cell phone, man. About 3 months ago, I finally did it, right? Clap your hands if you own an iPhone, clap your hands. All right, stop, nobody cares, shut up.
This is what I learned about kids. Watch what you say in front of your children. Because if you don't, it will come out in public. I was in the grocery store, my little girl, we shopping, and some lady saw me on TV. She's like, oh my God, I saw you on TV, you were so funny, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, thank you very much, thank you. She goes up to my little girl, so, how does it feel to have a famous daddy? My little girl said, I don't know. My mama said he's an ass. Hey.
Like, I don't get the way that a lot of my friends talk about girls. Like, I was with my friend at this coffee shop the other day, and he got in this long conversation with the girl behind the counter, and I could tell he was into her. So when they got done talking, I was like, hey man, did you get her number? And he said, nah, I just planted a seed. I was like, gross. I don't even know what that means. Like, that's gotta be the grossest way of saying you're interested in someone. Planted a seed. Because what's the second half of that? Is it like, nah, man, I planted a seed, and in 3 weeks, I'm coming back to harvest? It's like, gross, no.
I wanted to be a fireman. Like, the whole time I was growing up, my dad was my hero. Then one day, it was bring your kid to work day. I was going to show my dad how brave I am. Found out that I have a medical condition that prevents me from being a firefighter. Every time I went to run into a burning building, my dad, I'd poop my pants and faint. You're like, is that your poop face? You're adopted.
Got a debit card, started going to the taco shops. Because if you're Mexican, you can't just buy a burrito at the taco shop. They want to rap with you for a minute and, you know, see if you're cool. And like, I tried to give them a heads up, you know, trying to white it up as much as I could, by wearing like shorts and a Led Zeppelin shirt. Order in English, not even saying like, yeah, let me get a steak burrito. First time I did that, the guy takes my debit card and he's like, hey, your name is Alfonso Ochoa, you don't speak Spanish?
And I'm not saying I'm a terrible person who does bad things. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, this body-wise, malfunctioning, not working. Like, I can't eat anything. I have the metabolism of a hippo. I don't know what's going on. Look, Asians are supposed to be skinny. 10 years ago, I looked just like my dad. Now I look like I just ate my dad. It's not a good thing.
Remember when that astronaut drove down to Florida to kill her boyfriend's new girlfriend and she wore an adult diaper? She didn't even want to, that's how focused this woman was on killing this other lady. She didn't even want to pull over. She was willing to sit in her own feces just to get to this woman. Where has that spirit gone in America? That's the pioneering spirit that this country was built on.
You know, if you get divorced 3 times, shouldn't you have to take a class? You know, you should have to go to marriage school where they make you practice with like a parakeet or a goldfish. Have to reapply, be like, I'd like my marriage license back. No, you've been denied. Why am I denied? Your goldfish is dead, sir. It ain't my fault. The goldfish kept giving me them looks. Always looking at me to the side of the eye. You gave me an evil goldfish.
I'm a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy. T-shirt and jeans kind of guy. Recently bought my first suit, my first sports coat. Pretty cool, moving up in the world. Got my first suit. Think my bank knows me a little too well. I left the department store, I get a call from Chase. They said, hey, did your credit card get stolen? This purchase doesn't match up with your nightly dinner at Taco Bell. Filling up your gas tank $6 at a time.
Yeah, I figured out, like, the reason that I'm not as successful as I should be is I don't have my own hype man. I think that's the key, because, like, I think I could be a lot more successful, because rappers, they all have hype men. I could go a lot farther if I had my own, because I could just be on a job interview, and the boss would be like, so, why do you think we should hire you? He's like, yo, because this the hardest work around, man. Can't nobody work like this man. Talk to him. It's like, yeah, I can do Microsoft Word. I can do good with Excel. I can do, hit him with that PowerPoint. Get him with the PowerPoint and the people skills. Yeah, I can do PowerPoint. I'm good with people. Just waving my resume around like this.
So, are there any internet dating audience members here? Anyone meet on the internet out here? Let me tell you about the internet dating. It's bull crap. Guys, if you think you're at home hooking up with a hottie with the big boobs, it's me. I'm Lollipop at AOL.com.
I am excited for robot cars, self-driving cars. That's something I'm excited for, because I don't like driving. Driving just bothers me. I hate having to pay attention to road signs. Like, a lot of times, because I feel like road signs don't have information that's important to me, the driver. I was driving along, I saw one sign, it just said, caution, falling rocks. How about this, road signs? How about you stick to warning me against things that I can prevent or avoid or have any control over whatsoever? Because I don't know what to do. It's just caution, falling rocks. I'm like, Don't. That's all I can do.
They said I abused the Xanax. Whatever. The bottle said take as needed. I'm having dinner with my family. I need 25. My dad's like, Eric, do you know what your problem is? I'm like, yes. I can't open my eyes.
I'm not a confrontational person, you know. I don't start fights. I will fight if I have to, though, because I can't run. So it's not going to happen. We're going to be scrapping.
I'm a father now, and thank you. I get scared because technology is so advanced. I mean, with mobile phones and whatnot, I mean, kids are sexting regularly. I mean, I'm not all that old, and when I was in high school, we would take Polaroid pictures of our private parts and put it in an envelope like a gentleman. Will you go to the prom with me?
I've been told I look exotic. I think that's just a nice way of saying Mexican.
I have two younger brothers, though. Their names are Jack and Jameson. Alcoholics are on board already. It's an alcoholic alley-oop. Someone's relapsing right now. Those are real names. Why couldn't I be Maker's Mark? Something cool. Fireball, Jim Beam. Why couldn't I? Jack's 11. My mom was 41 when she gave birth to Jack. She was 7 months pregnant when her water broke on a hike. She had to deliver Jack on the rocks.
But I looked on Craigslist. There's some jobs there that probably should not be there. Like parents looking for babysitters. Yeah. At some point, it's got to be safer. Just leave the kid home alone. Like I guess the parents were afraid a stranger might break in, so instead they invited one over. That way, when the kidnapping occurs, there's no damage to the locks. I guess that's the thought process.
Have you ever gone home with someone from a bar just because it might be a nicer place to stay? Like 2 a.m. at the bar rolls around. Oh, Sean, you can't go back to this chick's place. I know, but she's got a California king bed and a chocolate fountain. You know, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I'll do pretty much anything to get a good night's sleep and get some chocolate-covered strawberries any day of the week. That's the kind of guy I am.
But it's weird. It's just so weird that I have a kid. All the crappy things that I used to do as a kid, I'm pretty sure he's gonna do it. But I was thinking about it. I was thinking about when my girl was pregnant, and how like she always had like these weird cravings. Like one time she wanted like pickles and peanut butter. Pretty sure people can relate to that. No, just me. Okay. One time she wanted mayonnaise and peanut butter. Everything was with peanut butter. One time she wanted a black dude from Pasadena. And I was like, what? Do they have those? I don't know. Huh?
He's like, oh, I'm afraid of my beer belly. And I'm like, well, I don't care, but I will say this. If you're self-conscious about it, why are you standing like this, Tim? Why are you standing like that? He stands like a pregnant lady. And it's like, well, you're jutting it out more. It's actually more of it, like you should, maybe if you're self-conscious, stand like this, concave it, you know? Like, you should always be typing or something, guys.
Speaking of male, when I was young, I had a different kind of body and I could wear a Speedo. Ooh. I grew up in Brooklyn. I'd go to the beach and the girls used to come up to me, oh, Marty, you got such a cute ass. Now the only people fixated on my ass is the marketing department. It depends. And Preparation H.
The only problem is they're so focused on the script that they don't talk to you like a human being anymore. They just say exactly what they memorized and go on about their day. The way this kid greeted me let me know he was just focused, right? He knocks on my door. I was like, hey, little man, what's going on? This is what he said. He was like, hello, sir or madam. I was like, what? Like clearly I'm a sir. What? He was just zoned out. He was like, lovely day, isn't it? And it was raining that day. And I'm like, what? He was like, I'm glad you agree. I didn't agree with you. And he was just in his zone. He was like, okay, well, I was wondering if perhaps you would like to donate some money so that me and my friends can go to the zoo for the day. Wait, before you say no. And I didn't say anything. I hadn't said a single word.
Let me ask you a question. What the Girl Scout? Like, what the Girl Scout exactly? Like, what the Girl Scout? Have you ever seen girls out and about scouting? What a Girl Scout? Have you ever needed a Girl Scout? Have you ever gotten home? This place is a mess. Call the Girl Scouts to come clean this stuff up. What are they looking for exactly? They work for the NFL? What a Girl Scout exactly? Let me start a Kickstarter campaign. We can end this fiasco. What a Girl Scout. I've been donating to the Girl Scout cooking movement for 15 years. Not a stitch of progress. Same raggedy uniforms they was wearing 15 years ago.
My
mom told me you should name the kid based on the first thing you think of when you hold the baby for the first time. She goes, that's what I did with all 5 of you kids. I saw your face, the name came to me, it was perfect. I'm like, that's a good theory for you, but I think a lot of weird stuff when I'm holding a newborn baby. I don't want to name them that by mistake. They're like, Mr. Buds, here's your child. I'm like, oh, gross. They're like, he said gross, put it on the birth certificate. 1S or 2? I'm like, 1S, $1. This baby's gonna be a rapper. And it's pronounced gyros, so.
My ex was like, hey, I want to hear you speak Japanese. That turns me on. I'm like, why don't you go to Chinatown? You don't know the difference. He's like, come on, I want to hear it. So I'm like, あなたと一緒になってグリーンカードのわからないの? He's like, what did you say? I'm really turned on. I said, I'm with you just for the green card.
And he goes, hey, what if the players from back in the day were to come back now and see the way the game is played? The other guy's like, ooh, a topic, yeah. And his quote was, yeah, I mean, if Babe Ruth came back today, the first thing he'd say is, wow, look at the velocity on these pitches. And I'm sitting at home like, I don't know about that. I don't claim to know Babe Ruth. I don't claim to come from the time of Babe Ruth. But I've read a couple history books. And I'm guessing if Babe Ruth came back today to see the way the game is played, one of the first things he might say is, good Lord, there's a lot of black people playing this game. What?